we are giving away a free Steam key to the story-based adventure game The Silent Age. In this addictive game, you assume the role of a regular, unsuspecting janitor who sees himself confronted with the daunting task to save all of mankind. Simply answer the question at the beginning of every video to be entered for the giveaway running until July 31st. You can enter as many times as you want by answering every new question in order to increase your chances. Let's get it. The question for this video is going to be... Listen, okay, it's gonna be a bit different, okay? Because this is a new series, and any new series needs what?
A name.
A name. And you know what? We're giving you a chance to give us a name.
For the show.
For the show. And if we use your... I mean, if you propose a somewhat reasonable title, we'll enter you for the giveaway, don't worry. And if we're gonna end up using it, you'll have Fame and Fortune for all eternity, which is also a good price.
Yeah.
So, it's a weekly Hearthstone news, is what we're calling it for now. But there should be a better name.
Yeah, there should be.
But there's been a lot of stuff going on in Hearthstone this week.
Yeah, and first of all, maybe the less interesting thing.
The new patches.
We got the tribal changes to the cards.
Okay, some new patches have been made. It hasn't been a huge update or anything. Like, no cards have been significantly nerfed. It's not like the last time when they did Lackey. And those types of things.
Yeah, that was...
And Call to Arms.
Here's
basically what happened. So, Molten Giant and Mountain Giant are no elementals. They just changed from not being elementals to elementals, which is absolutely sensible. Because they're made out of stuff like giant, like rocks.
Rock and lava, yeah.
That's lava, so that's obviously element. Makes sense. Does it make them a lot better? I don't think so. It's a buff. It's a strict buff because there isn't any anti-elemental synergy in the game. So if, for example, if Molten Giant or Mountain Giant was now a beast, that wouldn't be strictly considered a buff because technically there's Hammett.
Yes, there's Hammett.
So
yeah, there's Hammett.
Technically, right? So this is definitely a buff. Not too strong, I believe. It might. I don't know if it leads people to include a Mountain Giant in the deck where they just wouldn't include it, but this tips the scale. I kind of doubt it.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But you know what? I'm gonna roll with it. Next we have the Witchwood Piper, which is now a demon.
Because it's a satyr and those are demonic in nature.
Also fairly sensible. Not sure if this is gonna do a lot. Does this like now force a warlock to run it in Zoo? I don't think so. The thing is, if you're gonna include this card, you need to have a strict idea on what you want to pull with it, right?
Yeah.
And in Zoo, you're not gonna pull your Caliseth, even though that's what you would want to. There's so many 1-drops. It's just like I just don't think it's consistent enough. But
and
okay, it's
just for being card draw, 4 mana 3/3 isn't worth it.
True. It's a demon. It's okay. I'm cool with it. Makes sense. So
some old cards have also been changed.
Some wild cards. So first one is North Sea Kraken, which has now become a beast.
Which is sensible.
Absolutely. I mean, not that it's gonna have a huge effect or anything, but yeah,
I would argue that overall it makes it slightly better.
Sure,
but it's still not that good.
It makes it better. It's a beast now. It doesn't make it. It doesn't make it any like meta breaking type of stuff. It's just a beast now. Now, one that isn't a beast anymore, and this is like the cause of outrage, basically, is a Jungle Moonkin. So Jungle Moonkin has been changed from a beast to not a beast anymore. And here's why that's a problem: because there's no dust refunds for it. Right?
Yes.
And let's talk about that for a minute. Now, there is not going to be any dust refund. Blizzard has stated that they won't refund any dust for the cards that have now been altered.
No disenchants, no dust refund, nothing.
Correct. So, which is never a problem, I think, for strict buffs. But this is a nerf. This is a nerf. It's a slight nerf, but it is a nerf. So, I know that virtually no one depends on their Jungle Moonkin for some reason being a beast. And I know this doesn't ruin any deck archetypes or whatever that people like to run. But just for the sake of consistency, just give people their dust back, man. Just at least provide the opportunity. It's only a rare.
Yeah.
It's not like it's gonna break your bank, Blizzard. So just do it. The big one though.
Yeah.
Also, some controversy there. Witchwood Grizzly is now an actual grizzly and no longer a ghost of a grizzly.
It looks like a possessed grizzly or something.
Yeah, I know, with the blue shape around it now, but it's not the full blue anymore. Which is because, apparently, well, it's a beast, right?
Yes.
And before it was like an undead, like a ghost sort of thing.
Yes.
So that wasn't a beast. Okay, makes sense so far, but there's two problems to this. Ghostly Charger and Arthas.
Exactly.
Because those are beasts and they look like the Witchwood Grizzly did before. Now, Arthas, I kind of get why they're not going to change it, because Arthas is kind of iconic. Ghostly Charger, you could have changed that with Witchwood Grizzly. No one cares about Ghostly Chargers.
Yeah.
It's just as old as the Witchwood Grizzly, and it's less played, it's less used. So just change that. Why not change that too?
I would like to call out one specific thing they said about not wanting to change Witchwood Grizzly to not be a beast, is because they liked the gameplay interactions it had with Witching Hour and Kathrina Winterwisp.
Never seen it with Witching Hour?
Kathrina? No, that's the point. So Taunt Druid can't run it.
Yeah. Oh, that's the point. Okay.
They specifically...
Okay.
I wholeheartedly believe that they specifically kept it so that Taunt Druid couldn't run it.
That might be true. Because
getting a 312 out of your Hedrox is pretty good.
And getting it out of your O card is all the better.
Yeah.
Because imagine that... Oh, yeah. That's true. That's a good point. And, of course, Kathrina and the Recruit Hunter, it's run there. It's interesting. They're not facing it. But apparently, okay, I'm cool with it. It's a beast, the art changed, okay, I did it, but just be consistent. Change Ghostly Charger too.
Yeah, I actually like the old art better, but that's besides the point.
Leave us the Arthas, because Arthas is a beast.
So, what you're all wanting to hear though.
Yeah.
There is a new Hearthstone expansion coming out.
Let them have it.
The Boomsday Project, that arrives at August 7th.
August 7th, that 2018, by the way.
Yes.
That's the good news. So that's not that long.
No, it really isn't.
It's less than a month. Have you seen that lemon card back?
I have seen that lemon card.
That's the best thing I've seen so far, and it's not even part of the expansion itself.
It just has been added with the same update that added the Mecha Jirax's hero, which is part of the expansion. You have to lay down, I believe, $80 to get it.
Yeah. It's available in Arena when you pre-order it right away, by the way.
What you can also get with that $80 pack, or with the cheaper $50 pack, is the Mecha Jirax's card back.
Which JJ is hyped about for some reason.
Which I personally think is really cool. Doesn't mean I'm putting $50 into the game.
Yeah, quick vote in the comments. The lemon card back versus the Mecha Jirax's card back. Just vote. This looks like the outside of a packet of iced tea.
That is true.
That's what it looks like. It looks so great.
The Mecha Jirax's card back kind of looks like the Legion card back, but even cooler, I think.
It's just like a random demon thing.
And Legion card back is already one of my favorites.
But the lemon one, that's lemonade there. There's ice cubes there. And green leaves, like mint. Yeah. And lemons. That's lemonade on that card back. It's fantastic. But that's not what we're here for, man. We're here for the content. And a bunch of cards, well, a few cards have already been revealed.
Yes.
Through the trailer. Through videos that Blizzard dropped.
That is true.
So, here's the cards that we know fully, because there's also one card we don't fully know, but let's just go through the cards that we already fully have seen. So, first of all, we have Stargazer Luna. That's a mage legendary. 3 mana, 2/4. And the effect is that after you play the rightmost card in your hand, you draw a card. Which means that if you had, for example, your entire deck full of, just hypothetically, of arcane missiles, you could play him and play him and play him again and again and just redraw him. Play him again.
So this is kind of like a mage-specific version of the Auctioneer, but cheaper and a bit more specific.
Yeah.
But then again, for its mana cost, better stats.
Yes.
So there's a lot of trade-offs here. I think this could be a really good card for Tempo Mage.
Yeah,
because you want to get a lot of your burn spells out quickly.
Yes, this would do.
So
if you don't have the Aluneth equipped at the moment, that's another out, is what you're saying. Okay, I can see that.
And also just, if you play this, say, turn 5, this and Frostbolt. That's already a pretty good turn.
That's a pretty good turn, and you draw a card.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's true. This definitely is gonna die as soon as it comes out.
So, of course, you would want to optimally play later, but if you really need card draw early on, you can use it for that. And later on, of course, potentially throw like 3 or 4 spells in there.
Yeah, so that's not a bad idea. I don't know how good it's gonna be in Control Mage. It's kind of seems to be a theme with last expansion. We had Archmage Aragorn, which would add another copy to your hand when you draw a card. So there's kind of like card draw synergy now with the legendary minions. Like
actually, those could also work really well together.
That's what I was thinking. But I'm not sure how effective that's really going to be. I'm not sure if that's going to be strong enough.
Well, you need to play both of those, and then play another card, and then they still die. I'm
kind of not feeling it. I kind of think I'll just keep my Arcane Intellect.
Yeah, again, this is probably something that specifically works for faster paced burn decks. Like
it's an interesting concept, and they need to explore new concepts. God knows that. So I'm cool with it.
Now
I'm gonna do star ratings too. I'm gonna give it 3 stars for now.
Next card is a 1-mana druid spell that reads each player gains 2 mana crystals.
Ooh.
It's called the Biology Project. I don't think I said that. The project cards, they said, are kind of a thing that they're doing in general.
Yeah, so probably every class is going to get one.
So, exactly. There's going to be multiple, probably one per class. They all give benefits to both players.
The symmetric effects, yes.
Which is a nice idea. And, of course, the question now is, why would you play it? And the answer is, because you can plan for the effect, where your opponent really can't.
And also, you can capitalize on it more as a druid. Like, when you do the math, you can, with this, produce, like, a turn 3 Lich King, naturally, and a turn 4 O card, and a turn 5 Ultimate Infestation.
Also,
with Wild Growth, Nourish, and Biology Project into...
Specifically note, it says mana crystals, not empty mana crystals.
Correct.
Meaning, just like with Nourish, exactly, you can just instantly use the mana.
You can push a Wild Growth or Hero Power afterwards.
Exactly. Worst case scenario, you're gonna extra hero power out of it.
Exactly. So, the idea is just Biology Project on 1 into Wild Growth, which on the next turn would then give you 5 mana crystals.
Yes.
Which leads to a Nourish on turn 2.
Oh, God.
Into probably Hero Power. And Lich King on 3. And O-Card on 4.
Or to another Wild Growth.
Or to another Wild Growth.
Yeah.
And then O-Card on 3. Pulling a Drakari Enchanter and a Dragon Hatcher. And not the Witcher Grizzly because it's a beast. But it's pulling an Ironwood Golem. And the Dragon Hatcher is pulling 2 Sleepy Dragons on turn 3.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting.
Of course, that's a very optimal situation, but... In general, ramp is of course a good thing in Druid.
I'm gonna place this in the Tall Druid for sure. It seems really good.
And your opponent will not have a deck specifically built towards being on the higher end of the spectrum generally, so they won't profit as much from it as you will.
Star rating for this one. Give me 4 stars. This is like 4.5 already, but I'm doing 4 right now. This could potentially be really good. Now we got some else that is kind of making a debut in Hearthstone, which is legendary spells that are not quests.
Yes.
So Myra's Unstable Element is the rogue legendary spell, or one of the, I don't know how many they're going to be, but I'm assuming there's going to be one. And it looks pretty insane. 5 mana, and the effect is to draw your entire deck.
I also have guess what the second rogue legendary is going to be, which is probably going to be Myra.
Probably. I think they might just do that for all of them. So Luna's gonna be like some Luna's whatever is gonna be the
that could
spell
be
for
the
me.
case. I know for a fact that there is no real important Myra in the Warcraft lore, as is the case for Electra. Not entirely certain for Luna, but I believe she's also original.
Yeah, they're all kind of Dr. Boom related, right?
Yes,
They're
Dr.
kind
Boom
of
I believe
his,
is a Warcraft character though.
Yes,
but of course all the stuff that they're doing now is kind of further out.
Exactly. So draw the rest of your deck. This is gonna be like this is one of those where you just can't know how it's gonna perform, how it's gonna be until it's played. This spell could be completely unplayable, or it could be the meta breaker.
Right now, with what we know, I don't think this looks too good.
In Miracle Rogue, this can be insanely good, but it also can be insanely
The
bad.
problem is it doesn't stop at 10 cards in your hand. It just burns the rest of your
Yeah, I
deck.
know, it just burns the rest of your deck. But you got 8 cards left, just trying to make that last push in Miracle Rogue.
But that's the thing, right?
Got 2 cards in hand.
If you draw this early, it's a dead card for a while.
For a while, but it's guaranteed to be. It's basically it's a Divine Favor on steroids. It's Divine Favor at its strongest whenever you need it.
And I also think this is gonna be a good synergy with cards like Feldora Strider.
Oh yeah.
That you have something in your deck that, when drawn, gets you an action.
I can see that. This looks really, really good.
I still think that this is a very situational card. Which means that overall that makes it worse.
I can see a lot of Miracle Rogue including it. I don't know how it's going to be in Kingsbane. Because in Kingsbane you going for the fatigue game anyway. You want to draw your stuff quickly. And say you have your weapon equipped and you have it buffed up to where you need it to.
Or your weapon on hand, which would also work.
Yeah, sure. You can then draw out your deck.
Yeah.
With this and start cycling your weapon and guarantee yourself to get the weapon every turn. So this is gonna be an interesting little one to see. Myra's Unstable Element, 3 stars. Could easily be 5, could easily be 1. Another legendary that was revealed is a Shaman minion, 3 mana, 3/3 Electra Storm Surge. And this one, Electra Storm Surge is an elemental, and Spellcry is your next spell this turn casts twice. Wow.
The elemental thing is something that I think might be important, because they changed the giants to be elementals, which makes me think that they're interacting with the tribes a bit more maybe in the future, especially because of something else that's coming up, but that's for later. Your next spell this turn casts twice. There is a lot of spells that you would want this to happen for.
That is crazy. I think this is gonna be a huge card.
I assume the second one chooses targets randomly?
Probably? Not sure. Maybe it's the same target. Unless, well, if the target's dead, maybe it just hits the dead card again.
So there's a question there on how exactly it works.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of spells that aren't targeted that mostly use, like Bloodlust?
Bloodlust would be a thing.
Bloodlust?
Lightning Storm would be a thing just to clear the board.
Exactly. Volcano to double Volcano?
Yeah, that's a very specific situation probably, but there are some strong spells on Shaman. There's no doubt about that.
Bloodlust is the first one that comes to mind. It's crazy. You got Hagatha synergy too, because Hagatha feeds you all the spells. Healing Rain for 24.
Yeah.
That's Arena. It's good that it's cheap, because if it was like an 8 mana card, then the choice of spell would be limited. Exactly. So,
especially because you can't coin, because you can't coin on 10 mana, and if you coin afterwards, it just gives you 2 extra mana.
Correct. So yeah, this is really good. This is it's kind of like the Murmuring Elemental. If that was more expensive, that would be bad as well.
Yes.
Because then we would work with the Shudderwalk in one turn. So Electra, I believe I'm gonna say this is a 5-star card. I think this is gonna be insanely good.
This can be really good. That's true.
This can be really good. Shaman is getting there. You got Hagatha. You got so much late game dominance.
I wonder if there's gonna be a new archetype that uses this card, or if it's gonna be included in some old ones.
I don't know if Shudderwalk can fit it in, but maybe they just might. And if there's synergy there, be weird. That deck's gonna.
I wouldn't be surprised if there would be an Elemental Shaman in the next meta.
Yeah.
If
it's not going to fit into the even Shaman, of course, because it's a 3 cost.
Yeah, if they release more elemental cards for Shaman and some more synergies, potentially.
That's possible. Okay, let's look at the other one, then. Next one is Spider Bomb. It's a hunter card, 3 mana, 2/2 with a new keyword, which is Magnetic. So here's how this works. Magnetic is like a mech internal synergy, right?
Yes.
So what happens is that when you place this card to the left, specifically the left of another mech, you can fuse them.
Okay.
In a magnetic way.
I actually didn't know it was to the left. But
so you need to place it to the left. To place it to the left of another mech, you'll fuse them together. Yes. Which is interesting. It also has Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion, but you can also play it regularly. You can just play it like as it is.
So now, of course, there is not that many mechs currently in Standard.
That's true.
There's a lot in Wild because of Goblins vs. Gnomes.
Yeah, I'm assuming there will be more because it's an expansion of Dr. Boom.
Of course, but I'm saying currently there isn't that many, which also makes it a lot harder to predict how good this card is going to be, because we don't know yet.
There's also going to be more cards with the Magnetic, by the way.
What you're going to attach it to yet.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, this allows you to grow 1 minion huge, potentially, which of course will be really good.
With the Death Rattle, destroy a random enemy minion.
And one thing that came to mind was the Steam mod. What's it called? Something Steam mod.
Oh yeah, the Unpowered Steam mod. The 09.
Yeah.
Taunt, yeah.
Because those two together kind of make like a poor man's Obsidian statue.
Yeah, kind of. I can see that. No lifesteal, but I can see it.
Yeah, but it's a big taunt, and if you get rid of it, you still lose one of your minions.
It's interesting. So I'm going to be looking forward to more magnetic cards to see what this is going. Tough to rate, 4 stars.
And I'm also going to say one minion that came to mind that might be good in the next meta is Scorpiomatic.
Possible, yeah. It's generally an underrated card.
It's a nice tempo play if your opponent plays something on turn 1. And it's a mech, so it profits from all the new mech synergies.
Used to destroy even Pally back in the day. That's not true.
So, Scorpiomatic might be a card to keep an eye out for the next meta.
Just might. So, last card they have revealed for now fully is the Omega Defender. And this also has one of the... does it have a specific tag?
It doesn't have a new keyword or...
It doesn't have a new keyword, but the idea is to play it when you have your full mana. So
which is something they said again that... They said Omega cards in the trailer, suggesting there's more.
So, 4 mana 2/6 taunt. Seems cool, seems fair. Battle Cry. If you have 10 mana crystals, gain plus 10 attack. All of a sudden, you have a 12/6 for 4 mana.
So that's, first of all, crazy.
That's really crazy.
And second of all, I think we have an interesting archetype here. Omega Druid.
Omega Druid?
They're getting even more ramp than ever, and Omega is now a thing.
Omega is a thing. Omega Druid? I don't know.
It might just be a package that other druids
run. The thing is, this doesn't work as well in Taunt and Heterox because it doesn't keep the 12. When Heterox brings it back, though it can be pulled by O card. Then again, you want Dragon Hatcher to be pulled by O card.
So, exactly. But it could be potentially, depending on how the other Omega cards look.
Omega Druid.
There could
be the sound of that.
An archetype potentially focused around ramping as fast as humanly possible, or night elfly possible, I guess.
Yep.
And then play all of their Omega cards, And because they are still, at least this one is relatively cheap, you could potentially play 3 Omega cards on the same turn, maybe.
Yeah.
And they will all be as good as 10 drops.
That's really good. If
Or
there's
not quite
there
as
would
good
be
as
like a damage one too. Like,
who knows?
Like a 2 mana deal 2 when you have 10 mana deal 7 or 8 or something. Maybe not that much, but 6.
Yeah, so I think Druid could profit most from this type of card.
Because it gets to 10 the quickest.
Yeah.
I can see it. This is a really good control mechanism. I mean, it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
So,
I think they really want to support control decks a bit more.
Yeah.
That's generally what happens. The meta gets faster.
yeah,
they
we've seen
support
Odd,
control
we've
more.
seen Odd Pelly run over
The meta
everything.
gets too slow. They support more aggro stuff again.
So, one more thing that was kind of revealed was a new hero card. A warrior hero card.
Yes, it was
So in the
Dr.
trailer,
Boom.
in the trailer, Mad Genius. In the trailer, they kind of made it look like an accident to reveal that card, and it was like partially revealed.
Pretty much the exact same as the Hagatha reveal in
Exactly.
the Witchwood.
We can tell that it was Dr. Boom Mad Genius,
Yes.
and it's a hero card for the warrior. Now it's a fact, we don't know.
It makes me
Omega
think,
Defender, 4 stars, by the way.
it makes me think that
Something with Boombots,
something with Boombots.
probably.
I could see it be Battlecry summon Boombots. I don't know how many.
Summon one Boombot for every enemy minion.
Maybe.
Hero power summon a Boombot.
And I was thinking maybe the hero power is just something where it just it's like something crazy like deal 2 to 4 damage to random, like the Death Rattle for Boombots or something, or
it's 1 to 4, I think. But yeah,
like deal like a random amount of like somewhat random amount of damage within bounds, or
to some enemy, yeah. Maybe.
or just deal damage to a random enemy.
It's gonna be interesting. It's
Like-
not gonna be traditional armor control warrior deal AoE maybe.
This I could see this being something that synergizes with stuff like the Frothing Berserker
Yeah.
and Rage
It also
cards.
shouldn't be too. Enraged doesn't exist. I don't know that keyword. I don't know what you mean, JJ.
Wild damaged.
What is? Yeah, about to say. What is enraged? Anyone know what enraged is? Never seen that in Hearthstone. So I don't want it to be too random though, because then it's like when it's really powerful potentially, but it's really random. It could kind of become a pain in the ass.
So Dr. Boom makes me think of 2 things.
Boombots.
One is, of course, explosions, and thereby probably stuff where you take damage as well. And then, of course, you want to play cards that synergize with taking damage.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, just what I say? And randomness.
Yeah.
So
Maybe it could have like Obliterate as a hero power. Just like the Lich King card Obliterate, you destroy a minion but take damage equal to its health. Maybe something like that. We can come up with some ideas and maybe even mention it in that podcast or something.
yeah,
the
or
future.
if there is a week where there is really no news, we can
do
look
that.
at fan
Yeah.
creations and stuff like that. Maybe.
But this one was the first episode of Hearthstone news, and it was a long episode. So we're not planning every episode to be this long, but because this week was full of stuff.
And unfortunately, we didn't have the show last week. Otherwise, the elemental type changes would have been in there.
Yeah, so we had to pack it all together. But remember to give us a name. You can win a free game and eternal fortune and fame. And I'm rhyming accidentally. That didn't rhyme. That last bit didn't. But the ones before did. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to our channel. And don't miss the next update on the Hearthstone week and the other gameplays that we drop in between. So, JJ.
That's it.
That's it.